Hi everyone, Claire Candy Hough here at Angel Healing House. This is going to be a general reading for the upcoming week of October 26th through November 1st. Now, every card and every rune can't possibly be for everyone who's going to be watching this, but you may get some tidbit of information, or you could get some clarity and direction to help you as you go into the next week. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Wisdom of the Fairies with Karen Kay's Oracle of the Fairies. Haven't spoken to the fairies in a while. While I'm shuffling the cards, I'd like to remind you that we are still in a Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde started on October 17th, and it goes through to November 3rd. Now, there are a lot of people out there that aren't very happy when a Mercury retrograde comes around because it does herald sometimes technology breaking down, with it being the planet of communication. And its retrograde can also interfere with a lot of different other uh, communications, like, sort of misinterpreting what people say, or emails getting lost in cyberspace, or there are a number of things. But the posse of angels, my angelic family and I, we have always seen Mercury retrograde as a wonderful gift and a blessing, as it gives us 3 or 4 times a year a time to take time out to review, to re-edit, to revisit things in our life, clean out our closets, clean out our desks, clean out our emotional wherewithal inside, so that when the new is presented, we will be all cleared out. We will have re-edited our projects and our things that we're working on, and so that things will go smoothly when they're allowed to go forward. And another reminder with the Mercury retrograde is that the planet won't go whoop and start to just go forward on November 3rd when it stations direct. It does take a good 10 days to about 2 weeks to fully get out of its shadow and move fully forward. Let me see, what else is on the horizon for us? Oh, in November, we can look forward to Mars, which has also been in retrograde, moving forward. And Mars gives us that oomph. It lights and ignites a fire under us to take action and move forward. So, with the forward movement of Mercury retrograde and the forward movement of Mars, we should be all prepared to take action on the new that is coming in. And if we are open to receive, every time Mercury retrograde comes around, it is heralding the new on the horizon. So having shuffled, let me split the deck, and the first card that's coming out for us is our inner child. This is so perfectly timed because it says the fairies of playfulness remind you to make time to embrace your inner child. Playing keeps us young. Do something silly and fun, but of course be safe when you're doing it. Now, the posse of angels, my angelic family, is reminding me to tell you and share with you the two things that are going to help us most as we transition from the fourth going into the fifth dimensional higher frequency energies, is to be in joy and bliss, and to nurture and nourish with creative expression that inner child. Um, we want to make sure that we are allowing ourselves uh, to just feel so happy about the things that we're creating. Many times, people, with all of their spiritual practices and all of their spiritual knowledge, the two things, and they might have great intuition, but the two things that they are not addressing is what helps me to remain in joy, and what helps me to have fun and play and be in those higher dimensional energies. And many times we're not allowing for our creative expression. You know, I often use it as an example. If you show a child an art studio with clay and craft materials and paints, or you say you can go in here, or you can go to an art lecture to hear somebody lecturing on art for 3 or 4 hours, which one would they choose? And most of the time, they would run so fast into the art studio because it's in the doing. It's in allowing ourselves to create. It's not listening to somebody how they created something. It's allowing our inner child to play and have fun. So do remember that. One of the most important energies to keep our vibrational frequency high and bright and light and radiant in the fifth dimension. The other fairy card that came out was this one, Abundance. And it reads, prepare yourself for incoming abundance. And abundance can be in all kinds of forms. Yes, it can be in money. It also is in the form of opportunities. It's in the form of communication. It's in the form of connections, of people that want to use your expertise, use your talents to help them and create something. They want to, join forces with you collaboratively, by connecting. Um, the abundance, of course, can be financial, but these things will make us feel so abundant inside. Remember that that is one of the promises that as spirit, having a human experience, we have been given the promise that abundance is our nature and we will be given what we need. Not always necessarily what our ego wants, but we will be given what we need. And so many of us, as we step into November, will be fulfilling those wishes and dreams and our intentions of those long-held desires with us to be able to be prosperous and to be able to be of service to humanity. So beautiful cards there. Let's go to our runes. Okay, the rune that I chose for today and that came out was very telling for us. Now, we are preparing during this Mercury retrograde, but what we are preparing for and what I'm hearing is like no other time. We are preparing this Mercury retrograde for Dagats, and Dagats is a number 22. It's master number 22, and it's the rune of breakthrough. And it says it's a major shift or breakthrough that is coming in. It's so radical that when this happens and when this information comes in, we can't live an ordinary life in quite the same ordinary way. Because when Daggett appears, it's always divine timing. The outcome of what is going to be presented to so many of us will be assured. Think how many times you've wished, you've prayed, you've begged, you've pleaded, you've held this long standing faith and trust in the deep knowing of what you envisaged for your life. The outcome is assured. There comes a time, at least one moment, when we recognize that our lives will be transformed. The course of our lives will be transformed forever. Um, Therefore, it's advising us to just have radical trust, even though the moment may call for us to leap into an empty-handed, into the void. But we know that we have called this forth at a very deep, a deep soul level for ourselves. It is a major period of achievement and prosperity, and that's when the abundance card came in. So more prosperity is often introduced by this rune. The darkness is behind us as there is daylight. They're showing me this bright, radiant illumination that's going to help so many of us step forward and do what our soul came back to do. So this amazing breakthrough, it is coming. Don't ask when it's coming, because it is a surety, it's divine timing, and it will be presented to you when all those puzzle pieces are in place, but it's an assurity that it is coming. So that's very exciting, and that's the rune of Dagatz. The next card that I went to, I absolutely love this deck, is the Fairies Oracle by Brian Froud. Just love his work. And this is the card that came out, Solaris, which is the sun card. And wait till you hear this. Solaris is telling us and indicates that something new is being brought into our lives. And it's partly through our own efforts and partly through the help that we are receiving from others. Now, I have spoken about this on my Angel Healing House blog talk radio show for several months now. That Angel Healing House blog talk radio show happens every Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I also give free intuitive guidance and free angel readings on the show if you would like to call in on Thursdays at 10 a.m. on Blog Talk. But I've been speaking about how with our shift in higher dimensional frequencies, many of us, like myself, are living in the higher dimensional energies in the fifth dimension and higher. And the way that and now that we are in those higher dimensions, we are able to get help from higher dimensional beings, like our benevolent, kind, wonderful intergalactic family, the galactic family of light. And also, we are able to discern very clearly the messages and the signs from angels and our spirit guides. And also, I'm hearing, don't forget us fairies, because they are very high dimensional as well. So we're not only getting help from our efforts, but we are getting help collaboratively from those higher dimensional beings. And also, those people will be coming in as the energies are moving forward to help our projects, our ideas, and our endeavors, and our services to move forward. It's an exciting time. So miracles may take place. That's what Solaris is telling us. This is a time for taking action, passing on our blessings and learnings, and for being of service given from a position of strength. And when you think what you have been through as you've shifted with so many things like divorce or financial difficulties or health problems or numerous other things, and how much you have given to the light and how much you've been challenged and how strong you've become because of this, we are moving from this place of strength forward. So that's the beautiful Solaris card. And the posse of angels are saying, open to receive, because you've earned this. Isn't that a beautiful message? Absolutely love that. Let's go to my tarot cards. These are my tarot cards, and yes, that is me. They're not available for the public yet, but hopefully they'll be coming out in 2021 for everybody to use. Their beautiful energy as they were created with the angelic language of light. That energy is within these cards. So anything else that they want to remind us? Yes, Mercury retrograde is now. Mars is going forward. We do have a blue moon coming up on October 31st. And what is a blue moon? There's the full moon on October 31st. A blue moon is a second moon, full moon, that we had had in any one month. You know, most months have one full moon, but this one had one on October 1st, and the second one is going to be on October 31st. Now, the posse of angels are saying to me that with all that is going on in the world today, with even more things being revealed of a corrupt nature, um, uh, um, we are going to be needing that second blue moon to be able to surrender and release more of our energies, and just allow it. Know that everything is being, everything not only will be okay, but it's happening in the highest order that it possibly can. So remember, during full moons, we write down what we release, surrender, and what we will let go in order to receive that abundance when it does come in. Because if we're not open to receive, it doesn't matter what somebody is presenting to us. We have to be able to take that leap into the void, like that rune said, in order to be able to be emptied so that we can receive all that we are divinely meant to receive. One more cut of the cards, and let's see what comes out. First card coming out for us is the Wheel of Fortune. I'm not surprised about this because the timing for it is absolutely picture perfect. The wheel is turning in our favor. Now, it is bringing in those long held wishes and dreams, intentions and desires, of the things that we not only wish for ourselves, but to be able to fulfill our soul's purpose and to be able to be of greatest service to humanity. So there is that fairy, and she's got her wand, and she's going, and she's tapping the wheel, and it's starting to turn for us. And we might be as lucky as the mouse, Gabriel, who's finding a few extra pieces of popcorn in the popcorn box. He was, and be lucky like him, and that's where the abundance comes in. So this wheel also reminds me of giving to our inner child and taking time out to go to the fair, to go have fun, to be playful. So it's a wonderful way to start. It's a 10, which is a 1, which is a new beginning. New beginning for so many of us. Next card that is coming out for us is a new beginning, is the Fool card. It's a 0 technically in tarot. It begins with a 0 because we've come full circle. We've completed what we needed to complete so that we can walk on that new path. The dove at the top is reminding me to tell you that we are being led by Spirit. We are being led by Spirit. And the Fool, strangely enough, there are a lot of new beginning cards in the tarot deck, but the Fool is about allowing ourselves to being led like a child, releasing, surrendering, and letting go of anything that we have for an expectation or an attachment, because we are being led by Spirit. We are being led by the God and the angels to our fullest, our fullest ability to be able to serve. So it's a beautiful card there. Next card, oh my gosh, another sun card. Look at that. We have not only Solaris, the sun, but we have my card of the sun. And again, we have the child. We have the bluebird of happiness coming in and just feeling that joy, feeling that bliss. When so many have spoken about what's wrong with the world in this year of 2020, I can't help but be giddy and in jubilation and celebrate all of these things coming to light. Every time one of these things comes to light, these revelations of darkness or corruption, it means that there's a little bit more light on the planet. And that's what the planet is ascending towards. So this also is an illuminating card about illuminating our new path that we're about to set on as we go into November. Don't wish things coming any sooner than they are divinely meant to come. And in the meantime, do some creative expression. And when they mean by that, what they mean by that is they mean paint, sing, play a musical instrument, dance, journal write a book, write a poem, um, garden. Some people creatively cook. The greatest thing I like to make is reservations. Cooking is not my forte, but no, I don't like to cook because it takes me away from my writing. But they're all different forms of expression, and be in joy when you're doing it for no other reason but to ignite that little inner child to have fun and to play. Next card that's coming out for us is the Eight of Wands. Now, this is the communication card. Many of us are going to receive emails or texts or phone messages or snail mail even we could get. The hawk is telling us that messages are coming in, and this is the radical transformation that the rune Dagats was speaking about, this breakthrough, the shift. And when it comes, it's fast, and it will transform our lives very quickly. So it's a very speedy, very swift communication. And the rainbow is about our dreams coming true. And it's just like, although we've dreamt it, although we've held it close in our hearts, and we've prayed for it, it'll be nonetheless very shocking or exciting when this news comes in for us to be able to step forward into those dreams. Next card's coming out for us is a new beginning. This is the Ace of Wands. This is the hand of God, God's source energy, knowing what our deepest intentions are. And there's the butterfly, the transformation of our lives as we set off on the path, on the very new path for many of us. There is the new path. In the Fool card, there is also the confirmation of the new path leading to that castle as we step onto that new beginning of ours. And it certainly is a very exciting time. Next card is the is the Empress, is the 3 card of the Empress. The Empress is telling us that our creativity, what we've created, what we've put our heart and our soul and our love into, will be able to manifest very tangibly in the physical. There is the harvest. The harvest is all about our abundance and bringing that forth. And the blackbird is the spirituality. We brought it forth with our intuitive knowing, and now it's being ground into physical reality. The persimmons in this card are about the divine feminine and emotionally bringing forth. She is pregnant with possibilities, but those possibilities will be coming in. Now they're also showing me and pointing to the deer, and they're saying, please don't rush anything, and please be very gentle with yourself, and allow things to divinely unfold. And there is the beautiful Empress in that very abundant field of wheat. Next card coming out for us is the Chariot. This is the card of recognition. It's the card of support. That could be financial support. That could be a collaborative support by somebody who holds a high position that could help us to attain what we would love to attain. It's the card of travel. So many of us, with what we'll be presented with, will be changing locations, changing where we live, changing where we work. The horses in the tarot are about our personal power, and certainly this is a card of recognition, maybe even being in the spotlight. Um, but certainly it is a card of movement. There are so many messages here about moving and moving forward as we go into the last week in November, and certainly going into the month of November. Next card for you, we've got two more cards here, was the Six of Wands. Now, there are so many similarities between these two cards. The Six of Wands is the victory card. It's the card of triumph. It's the card of recognition, praise. This could be advancement in our careers, in our jobs, in partnering with people in business, but it's the card of being seen. It's the card of being noticed, and finally, and it's the card of others not bowing down to you as the people are doing in this card, but it really is the card of being recognized and feeling triumphant and victorious. And the last card that's coming out for us is the Three of Cups. And this is the celebration card. There are other celebration cards in the deck, but this one is celebrating with those loved ones of ours. They're saying more than loved ones, these are our new soul family who are coming in to be able to bring us the attainment of that recognition and support in so many different ways, and collaborating with them as we connect with them. And such a beautiful, beautiful series of messages there. They do want me to look under the deck, so I'll have a peek under the deck, and the next card is the Strength card. That strength message came out in the Solaris card. Now that we have the strength to be able to move forward and to realize those long-held, heartfelt wishes of ours. So let me go to our Milagros charms to just finish off this lovely reading today. Okay, there we go. First one that's coming out for us is the Bluebird of Happiness. And birds also are a sign of communication, of people speaking about us, or messages being brought to us. And so the messages are coming in. The next one that's coming out for us is the Dragonfly. This is change coming in. Change that you have specifically ordered through your soul to happen at this time. The tree is about roots, establishing roots and growth for us. The tree is also about a family tree. It's also about our soul tribe coming in to, again, support and promote and to collaborate and to promote and recognize what the things that we've worked very hard on and given our love to, and helping them to bloom and to grow. These two are connected to one another. That's kind of funny. Okay, they want to come out together. The anchor is anchoring what we know in our intuitive hearts in the physical. And also, this is two little dolphins on top of each other, and they're leaping. So this is double fold. This is collaborating with others, but it also, the dolphin is about having fun and playing. And when we're bringing in those new businesses or those new projects or those new things that we're offered, it's going to help us to have fun and play more. The next Milagros charm for us is the plane. Yes, a lot of us are going to be traveling to new locations for our businesses and where to live and where to be of best service. I like that the next one is the rooster. It doesn't sound like much of a rooster, but it's going to help us to crow about ourselves, to put ourselves out there, and also to be recognized. That's another sign of the rooster. The last one is the castle. Now, the castle is about that attainment. Attainment could be about moving homes too, but they're saying specifically about attaining those castles in the sky and bringing them down to earth and attaining them on the earth plane. So I hope all of that has been helpful for you, giving you some insight about where we are and where we're headed, and I, for one, am very excited. If you're interested in my books, um, this one, Angels of Faith, is about and based on my 2 near-death experiences and how we do not die. And that certainly is a beautiful, beautiful book. Next one that we have, next one that I wrote was One True Home, Behind the Veil of Forgetfulness, about my 5 most important past lives because I grew the most spiritually, and what happened between each one of those lives when I was in heaven until I chose to come back and work further on the lessons that I either learned or did not learn in those incarnations. And the sequel to One True Home is I Am an Angelic Walk-In, the autobiography of myself, Angel Ariel, as I had a walk-in experience on January 11th of 2003, in which the tortured and traumatized soul of Claire Candy walked out of her body, and I, Angel Ariel, walked in. By the way, these 2 are available as downloads on audible.com. There is also, don't speak about it very often, this beautiful guided meditation CD, Letting Go of Concerns and Living in the Now. All of these can be purchased on my website, which is angelhealinghouse.com. And if you're interested in those ancestral line past life healings, which are going to be discounted, and I will write about that in the post above this video, which are normally $400, and now there is a special discount from today, October 24th, to the end of November 30th, 2020. They're usually $400, but now they're going to be heavily discounted down to only $295. If you're interested in that, do call Angel Healing House on 831-277-3716, and that's Pacific Standard Time, as we are here in Los Angeles, California. You can always send me an email to Candy, C-A-N-D-Y, at angelhealinghouse.com, or again, go to my website, which is angelhealinghouse.com. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for viewing. And remember to go out and fashion an absolutely beautiful life for yourself. Take care, everyone. Love, and as always, angel blessings. And I look forward to speaking with you again next week. Bye, everyone.